Hey guys, Snap and Squirtle here, and if you can't tell, I love Star Wars. It is one of my biggest passions that I have, Star Wars. I love Star Wars so much, it is amazing. So, when I saw Star Wars Battlefront, I was kind of curious about it, didn't know much about it. Then I kind of noticed something in my PlayStation 2 collection from when I was a small child. This thing. Now, as you may see, it is the original Star Wars Battlefront, PlayStation 2. Then I open up the case, I look at the disc, and then I think someone stabbed the disc 37 times in anger after they lost a match. Because that is probably what happened. Quite possibly with me doing the stabbing, of course. So then I heard the new Battlefront is coming out for PS4 and Xbox One. So I'm like, maybe I should get a PS4, because PS4s look pretty cool. There's going to be the new Final Fantasy coming out later. And so, as you can see, I eventually got the PS4, as you can see by Battlefront right there, and yeah, it's on the screen back there. So, I got Battlefront and I got a PS4, so I'm here to review it.
Battlefront. It might be one of the best games of 2015, and maybe even one of the best Star Wars games of all time, given I haven't really played all the Star Wars games, only a handful of them. So, I'm not really one to judge, but if you have, feel free to leave a comment telling me if it is. But in my opinion, it very well might be. But just for a bit of context, Battlefront is a game with a plethora of different modes, spanning from heroes versus villains, to supremacy, to blast. And it is very suitable for people of all ages and all amounts of experience. But now I think we should get right into the review. There isn't a story. This game has amazing presentation, but let's just go into the very specific details of why, because, well, if I didn't, it would be a really short review. So, this game just has so much more color than your ordinary, like, next-gen game usually does. Like, say, a bunch of the older Call of Duties. They're just filled with browns and grays, but yeah, I know, Tatooine, which is the footage showing right now, is full of a lot of browns and grays, but I mean, look, there's Emperor's Lightning, it's all, like, blue, glowy stuff, I guess. I don't know. But, like, see, there's still just color in general in the game. Just, like, there's a really bad representation of it, but for a different example, on Solust, there is the red lava pit. Like, all those red lava trenches going across the entire world, which, like, really has a lot of contrast to what it would be before if it was just, like, water. Then it would be all like gray, black, and blue, and it would probably be like a muddy blue instead of like the vibrant red that it is now. And so in the graphics department, it is just amazing. And then there are a few little problems with the presentation of how it's given off. Like, for example, when you're playing as Darth Vader and in like supremacy mode, there's a little clip when you like come in, and it's just like, I am Darth Vader, ho her, whatever. And it sounds nothing like Darth Vader at all. And it's like this for a majority of the heroes and villains, which is not quite a good thing. But it's mostly minor nitpicks like that. And yeah, the lighting's great in this game. Everything's great. Like, 99% of it, what it's like giving to my eyes, I guess. That is the stupidest sentence I've ever said. Giving to my eyes. But how it looks, looks great. So I'm just giving the presentation of this game a 9 out of 10. When playing Battlefront, the gameplay is much different than your normal first-person / third-person shooter, being that when you're playing, about 70% of your kills are going to be without using your scope or sights or whatever your gun has, while in most other first-person shooters, it would be the other way around, with like 70 to 80% of whenever you're shooting and getting kills, you're going to be looking down that scope. Rather than in this game, you don't really use a scope much. You're just like going up shooting peeps. That's just how it is in this game. And with people coming from like different games or genres, it's really, really easy to go through and go, okay, I think I might try the local co-op with the hero battles. Because that's how I started with it, playing with Dalton at his house. And it's really easy to pick up and play with just learning a few controls, figuring out how it works. Then you just dive in with the third person, because the third person is much more easier to pick up than the first person genre, especially if you haven't played a first person shooter before. Then as you're playing and going into the online modes, you start going from third person mode, which you can use very easily to see around you, know your surroundings, and then eventually get into the first person mode when you're playing just normal matches, and then you can get much more accurate kills and shots, and you'll learn how to go around and just how do I say this? Go around and like be aware of your surroundings more in a first person perspective rather than knowing in a third person perspective, if that really makes any sense. And so seeing that it's a great way to be picked up by just about anyone, I think that this game deserves an 8 out of 10. Well, for the gameplay, of course. Okay, so you may be thinking, or not thinking, I can't really judge what you are or not thinking right now, but if you are into the review and think I'm not a completely boring, terrible person, then you may be thinking, what are my overall thoughts on this game? So, well, I think that Battlefront for the PS4 and Xbox One is, well, it was my first PS4 game, and it was also my first ever first-person shooter game as well. Even though that most of this footage is in third person, since a lot of it was with hero battles. So that's why most of it's in third person, because you're stuck with the third person whenever you're playing as a hero. But whenever I'm doing it, whenever I can, I will be playing in first person. But yeah, it was my first PS4 game and my first person shooter game. And it has been one of the most enjoyable experiences with gaming I've had ever since, I'd say, release day Mario Maker. Not release day, but once with Mario Maker. Actually, yeah. Actually, no, just first day I had it, really. But, yeah, because I made that first level, it was awesome. Whatever. I'm getting off subject now. But it is, like, really helped me broaden my horizons on games in general, and it's what made me decide to like start making a review show. And I know this is only the first episode, but I plan to keep going on with more games. I have 2 more planned right now, but yeah, I mean, even if you go into this game with the mindset I had, which was I hate everything FPSs are dumb, they're overrated, but Star Wars is kind of cool, so I guess I'll try it. But I tried it, and it was a really pleasant experience, and because of this, I picked up the new Black Ops game too, and I've been having fun with that. And so I think that this is an amazing game, but it does have its minor flaws, like, as I said, the voice acting. The online sometimes struggles with getting you in a mode, but altogether, I'd say that this entirety as a game, for my first review, Star Wars Battlefront for the PlayStation 4 and the Xbox One, gets a 9 out of 10. So, onward to the end slate. Hello and welcome to my first ever end card. So, hello everyone, this is not scripted. Yeah, I didn't script an end card thing. But yeah, this is the end card. I hope you enjoy it. What it says, click on the left button to go to my channel and subscribe. And click the right button to see my playlist of all my gaming videos. Basically, how my channel's set up, or is going to start being set up in the future, is I'm going to have one review every 1 to 2 weeks, depending on how fast I can get them out. This review took me like 3 straight days of work, so I really hope you enjoyed it, but I had to do it with Movie Maker, so I think I deserve a gold medal for that because I am fabulous. But also you can see my gaming videos, those will be uploaded much more often, and they're going to be in a playlist, and that will take you to the playlist. And yeah, you can click it on any video at any time and it'll take you to the newest video. So I guess it's now been Squirtle saying peace out. Bye guys.